Thank you all for coming here today. I'm Jin Xu. I'm the founder of CAPA and currently serve as the Director of Development and External Affairs. So this year, Maryland Congressional District 3 has an open seat with 30 individuals filing candidacy. We have 12 of them here today. We commend all of you for your commitment to public service and for engaging our voters in our community. And today's format is a bit different. We are using speed dating style. You will give 2 minutes opening remarks. After that, we have a timer, volunteer timer here. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Eric, and I'm currently a junior at Marys Ridge High School, which is pretty close by as well.
Thank you so much, Eric. We would love to see young people get involved in this very important election. In the opening remarks, please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're running and what your priorities are. And Eric is going to raise his hand at the 30-second remaining, and also raise again when your time is up. Voters, please remember, so after the opening remarks, you will be randomly divided into 4 groups, okay? And you will be directed to your tables and have an opportunity to talk to the voters directly. You will be asked to rotate tables every 15 minutes. Voters, I would like to remind everybody that this year's primary election day is on May 15th. 14th.
May 14th.
Thank you. May 14th, and with early starting date on May 2nd, right? Okay, got it right this time. So please get out to vote. And it's very important. I know you're all very busy. Make sure, mark your calendar and incorporate this very important event into your busy schedule and get your voice heard, okay? Very, very super important. Because the race for congressman is a partisan election, so you must register as a Democrat or Republican to be part of the primary election. But unfortunately, I know the deadline to switch party has just passed. But I would like to get information out there, so you always have it next time. Just get the information out there. But I would like to remind you that even you're independent, you still can vote for Board of Education. And so please get out to vote. And I think we have 2 Board of Education candidates here, Dr. Andrew Gall and Catherine Carter. Thank you for coming. And thank you all for your patience. One of CAPA's mission is to educate our voters. So I just want to take advantage of this opportunity to get the information out. Thank you. Please silence your phone. When you interact with the candidates, please be respectful and be mindful to give everyone a chance to ask questions. And you may take pictures and videos. I think that's all from me. Any questions or concerns? Okay, thank you, and let's begin then.
Ms. Xu, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bernie Flowers. I'm running for Congress in the 3rd District of Maryland, and I am the very first candidate to sign up federally to run against John Sarbanes. That happened in October, and about 3 weeks after that, he dropped out. And so I'm still in the race. Bottom line is I'm a retired Air Force Lieutenant Colonel. I spent 21 years on active duty defending you and doing things for you that you probably shouldn't know about. I spent another 14 years as a senior civilian working in DOD and DHS and other three-letter agencies, and I retired as Secretary Mayorkas's senior advisor to DOD. And I saw the money that was being wasted, and I felt that I could do something about it. So I retired, and here I am. I think that I can do a lot for this country. I got a lot to give, and I'm ready to serve. I never stopped serving. I've been serving my whole adult life for you, and I will continue to do so. Thank you for having me.
Okay, I was just asking if she wanted all the Republicans to talk first, or I'm John Morse. I'm a Democrat, and I'm running for the 3rd as well. We have this election on May 14th, and I just want to remind people, if you aren't registered to vote, that you can sign up the day of even here. So that's really important. I'm a union guy, and so for over a decade, I've been representing flight attendants for their labor union. I'm endorsed by Bernie Sanders. I'm endorsed by 9 labor unions, including the Auto Workers, the Communication Workers of America. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you know where my heart is. It's with people. When I look at this race, I jumped in because I see an economy that's not fair for people, where from the time you're born to when you're retiring, it's an economy where Congress has the ability to fix it, to make sure that everybody can achieve the American dream, because that's the promise of this country, and that's something where we see these huge corporations that are taking so much money, and the rest of us are falling behind. When I jumped in this race, I never thought that I'd be talking about things like a permanent humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza, or having to talk about these international issues that I think are so important. And we see dark money has jumped in this race. And if you haven't read the Huffington Post article on it, I really encourage you to, because when we talk about dark money, we're talking about super PACs. We're talking about money where we know some of the people who give to these groups, but we don't know all of them. And so what we do know about this group is that 9 out of 10 of their top donors are Trump supporters. And I like to keep Trump supporters in the Republican primary, not in the Democratic primary. And so I'd really encourage you to look into that, because money and politics shouldn't go together. And I stand for something else. And so I'd ask for your vote on May 14th. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming out this evening. Before I get into my background and why I'm here, I would ask each of you to, this is not directed at you because you're here, get out and encourage people to vote. No matter what party you support, no matter what candidate you support, we have the greatest system. Even in our wildest, craziest days on the national stage, we have the greatest system in the world, and people look to us, the beacon of liberty, the beacon of freedom, and the beacon of democracy that is each and every one of our votes that sadly a lot of people just take for granted. So encourage friends, family to vote. I'm Arthur Baker. I am a law enforcement candidate. I have spent 30 plus years as an FBI special agent doing various duties, including legislative counsel to the FBI director. I was a former Baltimore County police officer. I have worked 7 years on the House Judiciary and Senate Judiciary committees, kind of an even split, more House Judiciary. And in my retired life, I sort of looked at the other side of the coin. I had been law enforcement, taking cases to court, prosecuting people. I currently work as a court-appointed attorney representing indigent defendants for Harford County, Anne Arundel County, Carroll County, and Howard County. And doing that has given me a different perspective on criminal justice. We're going to talk about all that tonight, but something else on the other side of the coin. I'm an actor and a voiceover artist. Not common for a Republican to have any union affiliations, but I have earned eligibility for the Screen Actors Guild and the American Federation of Television Radio Artists, and would like to bring more motion picture and television productions to Maryland. Maryland used to be called America in miniature because of the diverse topography. We've had TV shows come here, House of Cards, Veep. We need to make that more friendly. It's a whole industry that we can make explode here. Atlanta, Georgia has done it. We can do it too. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Art. My name is Rob Steinberger, and like everybody here, I'm running for the 3rd District for Congress. I'm a Republican. I think one of the biggest important issues right now that's facing our government is our southern border and illegal immigration. I think that's something that we can tackle, something that can be dealt with immediately, and it's one of the things that I'm going to work for immediately upon going down to Washington. My background, I am 25 plus years in business, mostly in finance and operations. Most recently a 3.5-year stint as the CFO of a beloved Maryland company, South Moon Under. Many of you have probably heard of it. And in my recent years, I've actually been practicing law. So I've been a corporate attorney and for different clients, some former employers. And I got into this race because I saw an opportunity to improve things. No one is happy right now with the way things are happening in Washington. Nobody's happy with the bickering, the fighting, and all the intra-party quarrels. It's something I think I can be a remedy to and bring some sanity, some sound mind, and some, open mind to the Republican Party and help to fix things. So thank you, and I look forward to your vote on May 14th, please.
Hi, my name is Malcolm Colombo, and I'm running for the Democratic nomination in the 3rd Congressional District. The reason I'm running is because of my family and families like mine. I come from a hard working class family. My father was a truck driver, my mother was a retail worker, a substitute teacher, a waitress, but above all, she was a mother of 4 children. And despite my parents' hard work, we depended on government assistance in every way. But it was that same assistance that has allowed me to go to college, and I earned my degree in civil engineering, and today I am a practicing engineer. And that's what I want to talk about a little bit today. I've hesitated to talk about this because there are still 2 families who are missing their loved ones from the accident at the Key Bridge. And what I would like to say about that is, I am one of 22 candidates in the Democratic primary that has experience as an engineer dealing with infrastructure and transportation. If I were to be elected, I would join the Infrastructure and Transportation Committee. I would be the sole member of one of 64 members of that committee who have experience in infrastructure. And I would also be the only member of the House, one of 435 with experience as a civil engineer and infrastructure. And I would not be joined by any of the 100 members of the US Senate. I think America, we are stronger when we bring a diverse thought to our halls. And I think we need to bring a diverse thought, diverse professions to the halls of Congress. The majority of Congress are lawyers, political scientists, and law enforcement. I think we need to bring more professions into the practice in Congress, because that's where we're strong, is when we have a diverse thought and diverse professions that are serving the people. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Gary Schumann. I was going to say that I have degrees in political science and English and communications. I've been a journalist my whole adult life. I taught English in Palm Beach and Broward County and in Nassau and Suffolk County. I never mentioned that before, but since we're here in the high school, I have a lot of diverse background. I also am in the restaurant business. But I wanted to address 3 things very quickly. One, I agree with John about we have to have more of a union and protect labor. I personally think that pretty soon this country needs a national rent strike and a national walkout. If, let's say, on a Wednesday afternoon at 2:30 p.m., everybody just, Costco, Walmart, wherever, we have to tell the Congress and the powers that be, we are in charge, first of all. Now, second of all, I will disagree with one thing, and that is as far as a ceasefire in Gaza. To have a ceasefire, you need both parties to want a 2-state solution. From the river to the sea is not a 2-state solution. Also, somebody mentioned open borders. I am for open borders. It doesn't mean illegal immigration. It means don't close a border. Now, I happen to be a Hungarian Italian Jew from the Bronx. My family's been here for over 100 years. Luckily, nobody was in the Holocaust. But I do know that in the late 1930s, this country sent boatloads of Jews back to death camps. I will not be party to sending one person back away from our southern border just because somebody's afraid that somebody's going to come here and commit a crime. Also, I accept no PAC money. So far, I've accepted no donations whatsoever. If you really want campaign finance reform, you have to reject, I hate talking about people when they're not here, you have to reject the people who aren't here, who have raised a total of $10, $11 million amongst 3 people who are trying to buy your vote. If you really want campaign finance reform, you have plenty of good people to choose from who are not playing the I'm buying your vote game. Regis Philbin set a record for the most hours on television. His record's going to be broken this year by both Harry Dunn and Sarah Elfreth. If that's the way you want to vote, God bless. And I thank you.
First of all, my name is Terry Hill, and I'm a Democratic candidate for the Congressional 3rd seat. Thank you, Jean, and thank you for the Chinese American Parents Association. I'm a Howard County native, grew up here, Walt Lake High School graduate, went to Harvard, got an undergraduate degree in bioelectric engineering, got my medical degree at Columbia, and did my training in New York in plastic surgery. Came home to Ellicott City, Dorsey Hall, opened up my plastic surgery practice, moved into Glen Burnie a few years ago, but for over 30 years I've been practicing clinical medicine. I got involved with elected politics about 10 years ago because it was clear to me at that time that there were real problems in this country. And one of the problems was that even though there was an opportunity for us to become everything that our founding documents said we could be, more open, inclusive, there were other people working really hard to take us back. And since that time, when you all here in Howard County elected me to the General Assembly, and I began serving in 2015, I have been working hard to make sure that Howard County and all of Maryland can be everything it can be. But now, the problems that I saw back then have become even louder. And so Congress is broken, and I believe that our democracy is at risk. And the tip of the spear is reproductive choice. The tip of the spear is an attack on inclusiveness in every form. The other tip of the spear is healthcare, and the fact that despite the fact that we're one of the wealthiest, if not the wealthiest nation, we have a healthcare system that is failing on every front. And that's my time, and I'm going to... Okay, thank you. And so as a physician, as a legislator, as a member of Howard County, and as a woman in a Congress that is only 1/3 women, but most of the decisions being made are about women. There are only 3 female doctors out of 19 doctors out of 535 people. I check all the boxes. I'm asking for your support to help fix a Congress that's broken. Please send this doctor to the House, terryhillforcongress.org. Thank you.
So good evening, everyone. I'm State Senator Clarence Lamb. I want to thank Jean and CAPA for organizing this wonderful candidates forum here this evening. And many of you know me. I'm local here to Howard County, live in Columbia, and also my background's as a physician. So I practice and see patients every single week. I'm on faculty at Johns Hopkins, where I run a residency program. And so I've been able to work on a lot of important legislation in the General Assembly over the last 9 years that I've served there, including healthcare-related legislation to cut down the cost of prescription drugs, make healthcare access more easy for folks, to help clean up our environment and address the real crisis that we see with climate, and also to support our public schools. We recognize how important folks are to be able to have good public schools just like this one here, as well as reducing gun violence, which is incredibly important in our community as well. It's important to also take note that we have an opportunity here. There are very few physicians in Congress. There are only 15 doctors serving in the U.S. House of Representatives, of whom only 4 are Democrats, and of those 4, none of them have a public health perspective. So to be able to be like myself, to bring a perspective as a public health doctor is really, really important. But we also have an opportunity here to elect a Chinese American to Congress, one that we rarely have. There are only 3 Chinese Americans currently serving in Congress. That's Judy Chu and Ted Lieu from California, and Grace Meng from New York. Beyond that, there are none. And so it's really important, I think, to have good representation there. That's why folks like Congresswoman Judy Chu has actually endorsed me. She is the first Chinese American woman ever elected to Congress. We also have a unique opportunity here because this district has not seen someone from Howard County elected to Congress in the last 100 years. The last time someone was initially elected to Congress was 1924 from Howard County, and we haven't had anyone since then. And Howard County is really unique. And while we're a small county, I think we punch above our weight. We really have unique values here that are really important to be able to continue to advocate for in Congress. I hope to have your support in this election on May 14th to elect our first individual from Howard County to Congress in about 100 years. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much to CAPA Howard County, and thank you to each and every one of you for being here on a Friday evening. I also want to give a special thank you to each of the candidates who are running for office, their family and their friends. Thank you so much for supporting them. I'm Mark Chang. I'm a Democratic candidate for the U.S. House of Representatives, and I currently serve as the Vice Chair of the House Appropriations Committee. And it is great to be here this evening, driving here along Route 40, coming here from my home. I was thinking about back in the 80s when this school was being built, actually. It was brand new. And my family was thinking about moving right down the road off of Breckenshire Drive. Another family, a friend of ours, they had moved over there. We thought about moving over there, but sad thing happened. When I was 11 years old, my mother passed away. And so that left my siblings and my father without a mom. And so we couldn't afford to move out here. And during those times, this was before Route 100 got built. And so we'd come from my house over to this area here, and my dad would tell me that the Enchanted Forest was Disney World. And I believed it because we didn't have any money, so we went with it. But now where the Safeway is now, where the old Enchanted Forest was there, that's the kind of deep history I have. A lifelong resident of this area, graduated from Glenmurray High School, went to UMBC for my undergrad, got a master's degree from Loyola University, and currently serve in the state legislature, and I've served it for 10 years. I would say that it's very important for all of our communities all across the state of Maryland to have a voice. And I believe I've done that as Vice Chair of the House Appropriations Committee. During this legislative session, I looked at our budget, and our budget needs to be reflective of the values and principles of our communities. And for far too long, I saw many communities that were left out of the budget. That's why this year, the state of Maryland approved $100,000 for the Howard County Chinese School, $400,000 for the Asian American Healthcare Center, and additional investments to the Asian American Cultural Center in Howard County. These are the kind of investments we'll make. These are continue to make those investments that I'll make as a member of the U.S. House of Representatives. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, all candidates. And
One more, done.
2 minutes, and tell us a little bit about yourself and what are your priorities and why you're running.
Absolutely.
And we have a timer here.
Oh, we're gonna set that down. I think I can do this without. Can everybody hear me? Yes. Okay, perfect. You know how I get that voice? 7 kids. Okay, 7 kids. I learned how to have a commanding voice. My wife and I have a blended family. Hi, my name's Don Quinn, and I, like most people up here, I think everybody up here, I'm running for Congress. The reason I'm running for Congress is because I have 7 kids. Okay, my oldest is at Hopkins right now. He's studying neurosurgery, and he's brilliant. No idea where he came from, definitely not my genes, but education is foundational to what we do in this country. If we are going to make a difference and we are going to continue to lead the world, education is a critical priority. That's one of the primary reasons I jumped into this race. Another reason I got into this race is what I do for my day job. In my day job, I'm a civil rights attorney. I spend most of my time in the federal legal system, which is exactly what we're talking about in Congress. I'm on the other side of it. It's what happens when judges take what Congress intended, mash it up, and then give it to the people. And we end up dealing with stuff like, discrimination, Civil Rights Act of 1964, and all kinds of things like that. My priorities in this race, like I said, are education and taking back the rules that we already have to protect us, to make sure that everybody is treated the same in this country. Now, you'll hear things like, we have to protect a woman's right to choose. Well, guess what? It already got taken away. We got to win it back. Okay? You'll hear things like, we got to protect the Voting Rights Act. Well, guess what? The Voting Rights Act was already gutted by the 8th Circuit that took away the individual mandate, which means you, as an individual, don't get to sue the government if they violate your rights. You have to go through the AG of the United States. okay? We have to win back the battle. And Congress is the place to do it. But as good as we are, and I tell you what, these people up here, who I love these people up here, for running, for putting the effort in. That's my time. VoteDonQuinn.com if you want to learn more. Thank you all. Thank you for having me up.
Now we are going to get the fun part, our speed dating.